get my license again.
Rutger Hauer, Blind Fury, rated R.
Starts tomorrow at a theater near you.
Tomorrow at AM Los Angeles, the debonair Billy D. Williams.
And why money and marriage don't mix.
You'll meet couples who fight about finances tomorrow at 9 on AM LA.
When the news happens, you see it happen on Channel 7.
Good evening, Los Angeles. Now, why, you may ask, are we riding around in a DeLorean? Well, it's simple, because Jann and I here, we're real interested in time travel. And, of course, to do that, you need one of these babies.
Now, what we wanted to know was, what if INLA existed, say, back in the 40s, or 50s, or 60s? Well, tonight, we're going to find out.
In my business, every hour counts. So when I need new glasses, who else would I turn to but Lens Crafters?
Lens Crafters puts the whole lab right in the store to custom craft your top quality glasses in about an hour.
Real craftsmanship and new trifocals made in just under an hour. Lens Crafters' 1 hour service means I'm back in business in next to no time.
Lens Crafters. Visit any of our 21 area locations or call 1-800-522-LENS for the location nearest you.
He left, and she took the kids. You've tried to stop drinking, but it's tough. If your life is in pieces, call Schick. They have the #1 success rate in alcoholism treatment. Schick uses medical counter-conditioning to help you lose the craving, and their hospital stay is just 10 days and a couple 2-day follow-ups. Make life whole again.
Schick also treats cocaine and marijuana dependencies.
Well, how does this work again?
Now, you just tune the radio until you hear the right song. Let's see, now where do we find 1945? There it is.
Not bad.
Not at all.
Yeah, but what would Ion LA look like now that we're back here in 1945?
Well, first of all, we'd be in black and white there. And they hadn't invented videotape yet, so we'd also be in film. Okay? Now, what we'd probably do is open the show like this.
And now from the four corners of Los Angeles, the American Broadcasting Company presents Eye on L.A., the pageantry, the courage, the humor, and the sex appeal of the greatest city of the greatest nation on earth. Tilling the soil of victory gardens in backyards and rooftops across the land, amateurs are testing their green thumbs in an effort to let farmers concentrate on feeding a hungry army. Putting seeds to work are some of the top bananas of show business, like Lucille Ball and John Carl, Gary Moore, and even Jimmy Durante.
What are you doing down in there, digging for oil? Are you Justin Jr.? I'm planting radishes.
Pardon me, boy. Is that the Chattanooga Juju?
Usually seen on Broadway or the silver screen, many of the giants in show business can now be seen on the front lines. Colonel Jimmy Stewart, Major Clark Gable, Lieutenant Henry Fonda, Corporal Alan Ladd, and Private Charles Henry, among many, are all in the trenches fighting for liberty. On the home front, Ronald Reagan makes training films while Bogey sells war bonds, and Dinah Shore, Eddie Cantor, and others make the Hollywood Canteen a sight for sore eyes. But putting in the most miles has got to be Bob Hope and Company. Visiting remote outposts around the world, this ragtag collection of singers and funny men is lifting the spirits of war-weary fighting men everywhere.
Mersey-dotes and dozy-dotes and little ivy, a kiddly ivy too, wouldn't you?
I got a gal
in Kalamazoo.
Many of these thousands of workers at Douglas Aircraft in Long Beach can tell you that a vital part of America's wartime strength has become woman power. This training film starring young actress Jann stresses the importance to women of dressing for their new role in heavy industry.
Okay, Sally, we're sold on you, but not on the get-up. So just run home and come back in something different. Well, can this be our same little gal? She looks like she's here for business this time. What do you say, Tom? Okay?
Would you like to swing on a star? Carry moonbeams home in a jar?
Going on the biggest scavenger hunt in history, Americans are ransacking their attics and basements for anything that could be turned into a fighting weapon. One radiator makes 17 rifles, while an old shovel makes 4 hand grenades. And the silk and nylon stockings that these Hollywood starlets are handing in will be turned into powder bags for naval guns. Take that, Adolf Hitler. But gasoline is probably our most precious commodity. Huge supplies are needed at the right place at the right time, so highways are empty and Times Square is deserted. This movie short was produced to explain why.
No gas? I don't get it. I don't get it at all. This is America. America! Look at that. We're floating in gas. Oil wells right in our backyard. No gas.
Blame the U-boats. Blame Hitler's submarine warfare against U.S. shipping for that gasoline shortage.
There's no place to run. It's the world's greatest circus. The all-new Moscow Circus is back, and it's even better than before. Bring your entire family to share the magic, the laughter, the beauty, and the sheer spectacle of this dazzling entertainment extravaganza.
Coming to the Great Western Forum, March 14th through 18th. Tickets at Ticketmaster and May Company and Music Plus.
There's something earth-shaking, something exciting, something very, very big at AM, PM mini markets. A bigger, tastier hamburger. 100% beef and more of it. You can still pile on the works, but best of all, for only 99 cents. You still get 2.
It's going to give me the information I need when I need it. News, traffic, sports, whatever it is, KFWB gives it to me. When they say in 22 minutes we give you the world, they do. And all I gotta do is hit one button.
There's only one radio station where you get all news all the time. KFWB News 98. You give us 22 minutes, we'll give you the world.
Gonna take a sentimental journey.
Seeing Eye in L.A. in 1945 is a lot of fun,
Yeah.
but what if I wanted to jump ahead, say 10 years to 1955?
All you have to do is tune the radio to the right song.
Here we go. All right, 1955, here we are. It's not bad, but what happened to Eye in L.A.?
Well, for starters, color TV was just beginning, and once in a while, they'd let us appear in color. Good. As for Eye in L.A., well, it probably looked something like this.
Live from Los Angeles, the American Broadcasting Company presents Eye on L.A. Tonight, Jann goes shopping for the choicest in bomb shelters and discovers one nuclear hideaway lavishly equipped with bar, underground swimming pool, and artificial sunlight. But now, coming to you in compatible color, live from the Hollywood Hills high above Los Angeles, your host, Chuck Henry.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to an exciting moment in television history. As I am talking to you this very instant, I'm also being beamed into your living rooms live. The skilled technicians at ABC have laid thousands of feet of cable and have set up special remote transmitters and receivers so that we can prove to you that this new medium of television is now on the verge of being able to go almost anywhere. It's all part of our commitment here at Eye on LA to bring you the latest in what's happening here in Los Angeles or anywhere else in the world. Now, one fad that seems to be catching on here in 1955 is something the kids are calling rock and roll. Rock and roll is a new kind of music. When the kids hear this music, they sometimes lose control, even though the words to these new songs often make no sense whatsoever.
Rock and roll is out of this world.
It makes you feel alive. It makes you want to move. It's hip.
This music has made some of our kids so excitable that riots and fights are breaking out at concerts everywhere.
If you talk to the average teenager of today and you ask them what it is about rock and roll music that they like, and the first thing they'll say is the beat.
Rock and roll also seems to have spawned a different kind of attitude in many of our teenagers. Sporting different haircuts and clothing, many even have a new language.
Rock and roll is cool, Daddy, and you know it. Rock and roll is the most, and if they stop that, they ain't gonna have no more music. That music sends me, man. It sends me. You guys dig that music all the way.
I found one recording artist, young Fats Domino, as he rehearsed this music. Fats, how did this rock and roll all get started anyway?
Well, what they call rock and roll now is rhythm and blues. I've been playing for 15 years in New Orleans.
Fats, rock and roll has been under heavy attack in this country. There have been riots. In fact, it has been banned in some parts of the country and abroad. Do you know the reason for this?
Well, as far as I know, music make people happy. I know it makes me happy.
You wouldn't blame it on rock and roll?
No, indeed. If you excuse me, I'd like to go back to my practice, huh?
Jann didn't believe me when I said that this music couldn't last. And she tried to prove me wrong and dragged me into one of these hangouts where they dance to this stuff. She even made me dress for the part.
Rock and roll will last. Traditional recording artists like Perry Como and Rosemary Clooney are being replaced on the charts by upstarts with names like Bill Haley and the Comets. Rock and roll is a combination of traditional hillbilly music and Negro rhythm and blues blended together in exciting new ways. The average age of record buyers in the 50s is getting younger and younger because teenagers are getting swept up in a tidal wave of this new music, and spending just a few minutes on a dance floor makes it easy to understand why.
I gave it my best shot. I had a lot of fun, but I don't think rock and roll's going to make it.
You don't?
No.
Maybe not for you. But for me, rock and roll is here to stay.
I do like the dip, though.
Oh, no. 2, 3.
Here's a familiar scene at the Dodge dealers in your neighborhood, wherever you live in America. For the rush to Dodge started the moment the first cars appeared in showrooms this year, and it keeps right on building.
And you're going to find that that big new 55 Dodge you've been admiring can be yours in your Dodge dealer's sensational drive-it-home deal.
This is ABC, the American Broadcasting Company.
Elgin banner buys of 55 at your jewelers now. The newest designs from Elgin at savings up to $25 if you act now.
And now, here again is Chuck Henry.
I've always thought of college as an institution of fine thinking and higher learning. But recently I discovered that times have changed. It seems that in order to take their minds off the more mundane things in life, like exams and grades, students will turn to almost any new pursuit. But the newest rite of spring seems to be cramming. That means stuffing as many bodies as you can into the smallest possible space. Anywhere will do, although the purists will tell you that if it's a phone booth, these guys flunk. You see, it must be enclosed with a working phone. I got some tips on cramming from the guys at USC's Sigma Nu fraternity. Well, how do you do it? What's the secret of this thing?
Come on, let me show you.
Me?
Yes, let's go.
Right in here?
Yeah, cram on here. Room for him.
How many guys do we have in here?
As we can get.
Smash back!
Okay, that's good. I've been a reporter in this town a long time, and I've seen fads come and go, but I tell you, this cramming, I think this is one that is certainly going to be around for a long, long time.
Tomorrow night on Eye on LA, Jann Carl meets Marilyn Monroe.
Marilyn, are you happy to be back? Are you pleased with this new picture, Bus Stop?
Oh, yes, very much. I'm looking forward to working with Josh Logan and doing the picture, and it's good to be back.
Do you have leading man approval?
No.
No?
But I'm sure they have very good judgment.
And LA has a new enemy, a blue-black haze called smog. On tomorrow night's show, Chuck Henry joins the police in doing battle with the problem.
Stay tuned for Stop the Music on ABC Television Network.
On tonight's news, an A-bomb test causes no apparent harm to onlookers, and Walt Disney's new amusement park is opened with help from Ronald Reagan and a lot of happy kids.
Morning. 365 chances every year to start doing something healthy. To keep yourself in balance. And day after day is Evian natural spring water from the French Alps. Like a new morning, it's always there for you to do something healthy.
Years ago, it seemed there was always someone you could really trust to take good care of your car. Well, there still is. And for over 75 years now, folks of the West have been turning to Unical for friendly, trustworthy service that's second to none.
Hi, Henry. Hi, Murph. You know, the older she gets, the better she looks.
Discover what millions of women throughout the world have found in Neozone Daytime Skin Treatment from Lancôme, Paris. Neozone, the daytime skincare system that makes your skin look and feel softer and smoother. Microspheres that target the skin surface layers.
With Neozone, you will see and feel a younger-looking skin. Neozone Daytime Skin Treatment. Lancôme, Paris.
La Petite Étoile en Blanc, your gift with any $15 Lancôme purchase. Exclusively at Bullock's.
There's a moon out tonight. Let's go strolling. There's a girl in my heart.
The 1957 Chevy Bel Air, classic grill work. The 1957 In-N-Out Double-Double, classic grill work. Fortunately, one of these legends is still being made. In-N-Out, that's what a hamburger's all about.
Okay, it's 1955, but let's say we wanted to jump ahead to 1965 and see what Eye on LA...
I got it. We're still in this DeLorean time machine, right? In disguise.
Right.
And all I got to do is tune in this radio. Hey, no problem.
Yeah, and now, instead of being on film, we would have made the switch to videotape, and Eye on LA would look like this.
From the Hollywood studios of ABC, welcome to Eye on LA. And now, your host, Chuck Henry.
Good evening, everyone. 3 days ago, the Beatles arrived in our town to begin a series of sold-out concerts at the Hollywood Bowl. Even though the Fab Four have been hiding out in a mansion on Benedict Canyon Drive, that doesn't mean that we still can't welcome them LA style. And now, with more on the story, let's go to Jann Carl.
From the moment those four mop-haired musicians from Liverpool stepped off their plane, the excitement in Los Angeles has been at fever pitch. Like everywhere else in the world, here in Tinseltown, Beatlemania has spread like the measles. With teeny boppers dogging their every step, these rock and roll longhairs have had to stay holed up in Benedict Canyon between shows. Channel 7's Vince Williams witnessed the arrival of a welcoming committee that only Hollywood could provide.
I'm going Sunday. Just to see the reaction of the audience. I think that's even more important, I think.
And they made two great pictures. So I guess they're great.
What do you want? Oh, well, what are you going to do in there, Groucho? Are you going in to listen to Beatles music? I'm going in and get drunk.
You wouldn't dare.
Are you really? Of course I am.
Brought the charming family with you?
Whenever I can get a free drink, I'll go anywhere.
You bet your life.
Yeah. That's a very funny answer.
A little while later, in a rare moment for this young reporter, I had John, Paul, George, and Ringo all to myself.
What do you like best about America?
I don't know. Everything.
Can't you just tell us one thing?
I like the American audience.
Thanks, George. And Ringo, what do you like best about America?
I think it's the size and the pace of it, you know, it's so different to Britain. It knocks me out, you know.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Paul, and you?
What'd you want to do before you became a Beatle?
Nothing. I didn't want to do anything else. Honest.
What do you like best about America?
The music. American music.
How does that differ from your music, English?
It's better, I think. You know, the kind of stuff we like the American colored groups and things. That's better. And also, it's on every minute of the day. You know, in England, it's only on, say, for a couple of hours. It's on all the time here.
Thanks, Paul. John, what did you want to do before you became a Beatle?
Nothing, really. I just wanted to be rich, you see. Well, I wanted to be a Beatle, mainly.
What do you define as a Beatle?
As what we are, you know. A group, singing and selling records. That's what I wanted to do.
How would you define Beatlemania?
I couldn't define it. You know, a lot of people have tried. I'm not going to try. Leave it to the psychologists and let them get it wrong.
A ticket to the Hollywood Bowl these days is the hottest item in town. There seems to be a freshness, even a power to the Fab Four. The Beatles have an infectious influence on everyone here who has seen them, and will have Los Angeles topsy-turvy long after they've left for other lands.
Every time I went to the beach with Albert, some big muscle guy was always kicking sand in his face. It made me so mad. He tried all the exercises, went through the diet. I wonder whatever happened to him.
Albert's a Mustanger now. He bought a beautiful Mustang convertible, one of 3 Mustangs for $65. Nothing soft about this car, except the all-vinyl interior and the carpeting.
Welcome back. Recently, a very interesting thing happened to me while I was standing in line for the new James Bond movie. The person in front of me had hair down to their shoulders, but when they turned around, I was surprised to find out that it was a guy. And he had on this button that he said was a peace symbol. Well, I thought to myself that this was very strange, so I asked our producers if I couldn't go out and find out if there's any more like him. Well, there are more like him. Not many, though. They seem to wear long hair and funny clothes, but the biggest difference they seem to have with the majority seems to be their politics. I found a tiny group of them one evening out on Hollywood Boulevard protesting our military involvement in that small jungle war in Vietnam. They carried signs with slogans like, "Make love, not war." I spoke with actor turned gubernatorial candidate Ronald Reagan, who thought that it didn't seem to matter how small their numbers are.
See, too many people have fallen for the statistics that as long as there are only X number in our midst, they can't be very much of a menace. Well, this is like not being afraid of a spy because there's only one of him. Well, he may be able to blow up the munition yard.
Even though there is now a draft to supply the 175,000 men we have in Vietnam, LBJ has promised that the war will quickly end.
We intend to convince the communists that we cannot be defeated by force of arms.
And once this war is over, in a couple of months, I predict that all this dissent about our involvement will just disappear.
Tomorrow night, watch Eye on LA as Patty Duke talks to Jann Carl about older men.
Patty, from what we hear, your fiancé is 42 years old. Is that true?
No, he'll kill whoever wrote that. He's 32 years old. Actually, I'm anxious for people to see us together because there is no age difference. He's a very young but stable 32, and I'm not a very old 18, but I'm old enough for him.
The trend today seems to be that many young actresses are being attracted to fellows older than them by 10 years or more. Why is that, do you think?
I don't know why they are attracted to older men. I only know that I'm attracted to Harry because he's good and kind and gentle and he's right for me.
Time, he's waiting in the wings. He speaks of senseless things.
This KABC TV news brief is brought to you by Montgomery Wards.
I'm Ann Martin. Coming up tonight at 11, doing your state taxes may be extra taxing this year. Many people are having to pay much more than previous years. We'll tell you why. Another dousing of malathion tonight. This amid a call from the County Board of Supervisors for an immediate stop to the nightly spraying. And a TV actor whose family's been hit hard by AIDS testified at a congressional hearing on children and AIDS. I'll be right back.
What's new, Montgomery Ward?
Now, all electronics and appliances are on sale at Electric Avenue. Save on America's hottest brands.
With big screen, spin clean, everybody's dream machine. What else is new? Oh, freeze frame, remote control, the ultimate in stereo.
America's hottest names in electronics and appliances, backed by the Montgomery Ward Price Match Guarantee. Now all on sale at Electric Avenue.
Montgomery Ward, what's new is what's in it for you.
Also ahead here at 11 o'clock, cool weather in the Southland, but a heat wave hits back east, and a new way to deal with problem pets. You take them to an animal shrink, of course, at 11. See you then.
In the tradition of A Fish Called Wanda comes the first must-see comedy of the year.
What is this place?
It's riotously funny.
It's like Robin Hood, you see. We stole from the rich to give to the poor. Who are you going to give that money to? Us. We're poor.
A divinely funny film filled with lots of laughs. Eric Idle, Robbie Coltrane.
This is our only chance to go straight. You call this going straight?
Nuns on the Run, rated PG-13.
Starts Friday. Check newspapers.
Do it yourself. Do it for less. Do it yourself. Do it yourself. Do it for less.
You know those giant garden sales? Usually they're just a bunch of fertilizer. You want to save on the whole project, you gotta go to Home Club.
See, as a member, I can landscape this whole yard for less than 91 bucks. At Home Depot, I'd pay over $15 more.
And that'd take the bloom off of any sale.
The Home Club family. Do it for less. Nowhere to run to, baby. Time waits by no one.
Well, we're not in 1965 anymore. We're back here in the present. And you know what, Jan? I don't think that things have really changed all that much.
You know, I think that's true. After all, we're still doing stories on rock and roll.
You would bring that up. Okay, you ready to try another trip?
Sure.
Where to this time?
I don't know. Let's just tune the radio and see what happens.
You got it.
All right.
Require a small incision
Tonight,
along the rib cage.
guess who's facing surgery?
In order to remove the organ.
On Who's the